Cursed objects you've encountered, on thread. I'll start. Be me. Be 6 years ago in college studying abroad over the summer in South America. Having a great time so far, learning about different cultures, seeing a different world, etc. Instructor, who was from Argentina, says our next destination will be Iguazu Falls. For the uniformed, Iguazu Falls is deep in the Amazon rainforest, on the border between Brazil and Argentina, basically South America's Niagara Falls. We get there. Falls are stunning, the largest I had ever seen, and we all had a fantastic time getting pretty close. Day coming to a close, instructor takes us to a small village a little off the beaten path. Forget the name, but basically one hotel there where we crash. Drop off our luggage and see what's in the village. I go into this interesting looking shop, lot of different handmade items but nothing like cheap souvenirs we saw in Buenos Aires. A necklace catches my eye. I often wear one, and having one to remember Iguazu Falls would be great. Bring it to the owner, who's a middle-aged woman. Gives me a kind of weird look, but I guess they probably don't see many white people in the village. I know enough Spanish to say I want to buy it. She continues to look at me strangely, kind of like, hey, are you sure about that look? Don't think anything of it at the time. Buy it, it's not expensive at all, but most things aren't out here. Immediately put it on, looks awesome, and I show the rest of the students in my group. They say it looks kind of creepy but cool. Looking back, yeah, I would agree. Don't take it off when I sleep. Wake up the next day and am sick, like bad. Sick for 2 days while we drive back to Buenos Aires and spend time there again. Time to fly back to America. Flight is rough with turbulence the entire time. Fly into Miami, then back to my home city. Find out they left my luggage in Miami and I would have to come back to the airport to pick it up 2 days later. Come back to the airport, get a ticket from the airport cop for being gone for 5 minutes while I got my luggage from the luggage claim. Still haven't taken off the necklace, figure it has to be cursed. Give it to my brother, who didn't believe me. He puts it on. Gets into a car accident the very next day. Car is fucked but he's fine, he believed me after that. He still has the necklace in a box. I refuse to keep it in my house and swear it's evil. He hasn't put it on since either. Pic related in first post is the necklace, second is Iguazu Falls, also bought a mummified llama fetus while I was there. I didn't know it at the time, but a really big part of South American culture involved witchcraft or bruges, and there are definitely some cursed and charmed items they sell. To be honest, I never visited this board before, and I did not really believe in this supernatural mambo-jumbo, but I have this one event that stuck with me. And wait, here is the story. Be me, last year of high school. Me and my GF at the time decide to go out to the nearest city with our friends to party. Given that it was my turn to drive, I stayed sober. The party is like any normal party, PPL, hook up, get drunk, sing songs, so on and so forth. 2 a.m., party slowly dying. Ask my GF, who is wasted, if she is ready to bail. She is. I help her get into the car, put the seatbelt on her, and start driving. Her little town, or village, is like a 40-minute drive away from the city we were in. The road is surrounded with mountains, crop fields and a river. Everything is swell. I drove on this road a few times, so there isn't a lot that can surprise. Except for what I was about to see in a few minutes. I am approaching a very narrow bridge and I spot with my eyes a old man. At this point I am very confused, because old people don't tend to walk around at this hour, nor are they in bumfuck nowhere at 2 a.m. casually. Our eyes meet, his eyes are blood red, legit like crimson red. My heart falls down my stomach, I lose focus for a brief second, almost as if I felt bloodlust or some shit. I look at my review mirror, he is staring me down, until I leave his sight. Keep in mind that my GF is out of it, sleeping next to me. I try to stay calm, and figure out what the fuck I actually saw. First thing that comes to mind is a vampirized human. Think that's absurd, there has to be something more logical. Think he is probably going to work, but he was dressed in old folk clothing, no one goes to work in that, nor did he have any bags with him that could store work clothes. Think maybe he was lost, but if that were the case he would have stopped me and asked me for directions. I am still storming ideas in my head, can't come up with anything logical. Okay, so. Be me, tribe of Dan. Be an advanced magical tribe from China, ruling everyone, super smart. Fuck around and sail to South America, 10,000 BC. Create dragons and shit for Chinese and Mideast. Do mo like shit in Persia. Corrupt the OG Masons. Become the mythical Jews and get kicked out of Egypt for fucking around and finding out. Become the literal Jews and invent Judaism, for some reason. Go to Europe and fuck around creating, basically, every Euro-pagan religion, including Druidism, around 1800 BC. Create Rome, become Pope. Make Mary super special after 300-year war with superpowered Roman family. Sack Jerusalem because of some dumb shit, something to do with Jews and Christ. Split the Jewish and Islamic faiths into 2 parts, 4 parts total, because of some shit. Start banking and the Crusades, Knights Templar, who do mo like shit, Masons and the Temple of Solomon are involved. Colonize Europe. Become Rothschilds. Do a Palestine. Control Germany and some other fucking shit and something about World War I. This is the shittiest fucking schizo post, fuck you for making me read it. Literally, the whole story is the Jews were a part of everything since the dawn of time without making any hard connections with proof, evidence, or narrative through line. You don't even need good proof. Just a clear narrative. Literally, just naming events and saying the Danites were a part of it. Since I'm already here, the tribe of Dan in the Bible were a bunch of motherfuckers and no one liked them. They were cowardly, weak-willed, hillbillies, literally. The tribe of Dan could be called evil, but they are a stupid form of evil at the most. Literally, the Ot constantly shits on them, probably second only to the half-tribes of Manasseh. Be me. In trigonometry in college. Smoking weed before class. In listening to the lecture. No problems. Suddenly the teacher's face is unbelievably red. He's looking at me like I said something. My mind races to my memory of the class. I've said nothing. I look at my classwork and look back up to the teacher. Staring at me like I just did something wrong. I look behind me, my classmates are all smirking and gaffling. In my head. Ask classmate to do homework with me. I leave class and go to the study room. Do homework there with classmate. Everything normal. Can any experts come up with explanations here? Be me. Chilling at home. Bored, so I walk outside. My mom and dad are outside smoking cigarettes casually. Around dusk, dog days of summer, pretty warm and chill and peaceful. Start talking with dad about evening plans. Maybe we should go get some ice cream or something. Suddenly mom sits up and without any real reasoning she phones my sister immediately. Says she feels like something's wrong. When she gets an answer it's my sister's boyfriend. I was just about to call you. Turns out my sister had just been taken away in an ambulance. Later at the hospital she can't be resuscitated and is pronounced dead. She never woke up after suddenly and abruptly losing consciousness. No medical reason ever given. Later ask my mom why she called my sister right then and there. I don't know, I just felt strongly compelled to. I just felt like something wasn't right with her. Genuinely freaky when I think about it. Maybe humans are allowed to sense that sort of thing if the bond is strong enough? I don't know. Be me. 2017. Get in bed, pray the Lord for something good to happen. Q's in tired of it though it's not too bad. Sleep. Wake up, with loud ringing in my ears. I have ear ringings for years but it was never this loud. Can't move, feel some sort of electricity in my head, maybe a tingle. See some weird shape in front of me, scared as fuck, want to scream but can't, want to run but can't move. Send it to a dream interpreter, he says I had my crown shaky open. Tell about it to some friend but they don't believe me. Talk about it years later when some dude on internet mention shit like meditatio ben chakras. He say I had my crown chakra open. Almost nothing good happens and my life is even worse. Many people consider themselves some sort of wizard. There's a reason the sorcerers that are actually effective are older people, and for that matter, sober. The fact is, if you do it, there's always a price. I had a best friend, who I call my brother. He was the drummer in our band and he was quite a randy bugger. Normie girls love those skinny tattooed guys. Anyway, it came to my attention he was going to die of meth use. Given his fine character and me riding his social coattails because I have no common ground with normies and needed an ambassador, I couldn't have this. But I knew what to do. There is a ritual one can do, that many rural southern people have forgotten. It's a special prayer. I won't go into it, but it allows one to give somebody else their life energy to keep them going. When I was younger I thought I could take the results like a shot from a BB gun, but I was wrong. Be me. He rails every slut from here Timbuktu as I get ignored. My health declines. Drinking more and more. Isolated more and more. Realize how hard I got fucked? My sacrifice didn't matter. I don't believe in that stuff and on. Band fails. Anyway, I'm nearly dead, but he weighs 90 pounds and works 2 jobs. It worked. Be careful with the occult. AMA. Don't even bother with sats. I got success just using affirmations multiple times daily. Here's what happened. Be me, by no means a neat and fairly experienced with women already, but still only slept with one girl. My last girl broke up with me a month prior over text message, was pretty cut up about it for a bit. Go on one very unsuccessful date on Tinder. Decide to try an affirmation I saw online. I don't chase, I attract. What's mine comes to me. Very aware of the cringe, but it can't hurt. Start saying it multiple times a day. Within a few days a normal drinks, hang out with my best friend, on the itis turned into us kissing and doing hand stuff. A couple of days later a girl who had ignored me on Tinder started talking to me again. We arranged a date the next day and I slept with her. She came over the next night too. The weekend after that a girl I met a few months ago messages me to come over out of the blue for a hookup. I go and stay the night, having hooked up with Tinder girl again the night before. The day after that I have sex with my best friend, on the itis, and continue to have sex only with her until now, when she falls in love with me and I her. This was all just using that affirmation multiple times a day whenever I remembered, and all that success came inside 2 weeks of using it. First result was a matter of days after I started. It's so hard to wrap my head around it, but I believe this shit works now. Be me teacher at a college. Student comes in high as a kite. Student is talking to themselves about weird shit. Everyone in the class is weirded out. The student keeps talking to themselves about how is it possible that people can hear what they are thinking. Fucking stoner leaves the class to join a study group. Went to the admin to talk about this and was told they would look into it. Find out the student goes to some outright website. There will be further investigations into the student's behaviors and lack of respect for fact.